there's one thing I love to do is make homemade biscuits. I know you might say that's strange, but when you work with your hands and you produce something, it just gives you a good feeling. And this is something I grew up with all my life, homemade biscuits. And it's very simple. People told me, oh, how do you make them? What do you do? And I used to do it just in a bowl, you know, the old-timey way of do it with my hand like this. So I had so many people ask me, how do you make biscuits, that I had to come up with a recipe that I could share. This is the recipe for the homemade biscuits. Now, if you are a small family and you don't want to make this many, you can cut the recipe in half, but this is going to fill this pan up. This is a half-size sheet pan. I've got the oven on 480 degrees, and I'm going to spray my pan with Pam spray.
So 480 spray with Pam. Now,
if your oven is real hot, turn it down a little bit, because you don't want to burn them. It just depends on your oven. You might have to turn it up or down. I'm doing 4 cups of self-rising flour. Now this is White Lily, the best you can buy. Light, fluffy, makes your biscuits real soft and fluffy. And Crisco sticks, this is a cup of Crisco. 4 cups of flour, 1 cup of Crisco, or shortening. You just put the Crisco down in your, into your flour, and you're going to incorporate the Crisco into the little flour. You're going to work it till it becomes like cornmeal texture. You can do this with a pastry blender, forks, or your good old hands that you've washed thoroughly. The hands work so good till oh, by the way, you can put it in your faithful old KitchenAid mixer and do it.
The KitchenAid.
But don't overdo it. If you don't want to work it too much, because it would not be light and fluffy. But see how it's beginning to look? See, like crumbly?
Yeah.
Not quite there. But you want to get down into the bottom of it, make sure you got everything covered. To this, I'm going to add 1½ cups of buttermilk. And I'm just going to work it in with my hands. Now, if you don't have buttermilk and all you have is just milk, you can take a cup of milk and add a tablespoon of lemon juice or vinegar to that and make your own buttermilk. But this is working it. See, it's not quite thin enough. And I always take 1/4 cup of water just to rinse my cup out.
Okay.
And spin it around and just add a little bit more. Add just a little until you see what you need. So you have to get all that flour from the bottom. If you look, see the flour still in the bottom? You got to go down underneath there and incorporate it together. When you get it incorporated, look at the... You're going to take your other hand and clean these fingers off. Wash your hands real good before you start to roll them out. We've got our biscuits mixed up. And to roll them out, don't think, hey, I can't do this, because I used to think I couldn't. But you just put flour on your counter. Take your spatula or something like I have here, and just pull it out so much at a time on your counter like that. Then sprinkle a little more flour on top. Now I know most bakers will tell you to roll it with a rolling pin, but the less you work this, the better and lighter your biscuits will be. So I just take and pat it down just like that. Simple as everything, see? This is a biscuit cutter. Dip it in your flour and just start cutting. See how quickly it goes? get to the end right here, just pick up your pieces. Don't work it. Just barely pick it up and pull it together like this. See that? Press it down. Now I can't get another big biscuit out of this, but I can get a baby biscuit. My grandchildren and my children, when they were growing up, loved baby biscuits. These little things here, I'm going to do another baby biscuit.
That's like a Tic Tac for a biscuit. You can put the whole thing in your mouth.
Here's 2 more. Now look at this, what's left. I bake them and I call them squiggles. You just put them along the edge of your pan, and while you're waiting on dinner to come or one of the grandchildren walk in, hey, you want a squiggle? Try it, it's good. Alright, I'm going to finish them up and then I'll be back with you. Alright, I've got the biscuits all in a pan. We've got so many little bitty ones, and this is squiggles, and the regular biscuits. It's going into an oven.
Preheated.
Preheated to 480.
480.
We're going to keep an eye on it because I think it'll take about 15 minutes, but we'll let you know exactly when they come out. Checking on the biscuits, see they're coming along really well, and it's been probably 12 minutes.
Alright, so Pop's sitting here in action ready mode, waiting on the biscuits with his 2 eggs over medium, some bacon, and butter and molasses, of course. Biscuits coming soon.
I believe the biscuits are ready. Look, they're golden brown. Don't forget to turn your oven off.
Golden brown.
I've melted a stick of real butter, and you just sort of lather it or slather it, however you want to say it, on them. You don't have to do this. If you're on a diet, don't do it. But another trick to it, before you bake them, you can put a little pan spray on them.
I think that's the way to go right there.
But this makes them ooey and gooey and wonderful.
Can you hear that cooking? That's pretty good.
You hear the sizzle?
This is a real sizzle reel.
Look at the squiggles. See the squiggles? They're just saying, eat me, eat me. Let's make sure it's good. You wouldn't want to give it to somebody till you make sure it's really good, so try a squiggle. Right?
That's right. Squiggle for the win.
Well, Matthew, try a squiggle and see what you think.
Let's just see if this is any good at all.
Pretty good, huh?
That's like heaven with butter on it.
We're going to try one of these biscuits. Check out the steam, isn't that cool?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, you can put molasses, jelly, butter. It doesn't
Give
matter.
it to me now,
Honey?
Honey.
Yep. And we also have homemade jelly. That might be another video later right there.
Look here, Matthew. See that? Put the bromelain brown. If you've never tried bromelain brown, it's very good. All right, Pop, taste it and see what you think.
See how the golden this is. Absolutely wonderful.